What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Diddy recently went up to the Breakfast Club and tried to address one of the most well-known theories, ideas, or alleged facts known to man in the music industry, talking about people that haven't done well when they left him. Nobody has really excelled in the same fashion as when they were with him. He addressed Mase. He addressed the idea of him robbing artists. All of these things were addressed in the interview, and he hasn't really previously spoken about this issue. He's been in the industry for like 30 years, something crazy like that. So for this to finally come out in an interview all this time later, it's very interesting to me that he even wanted to speak on it. I know Mase had been going at his neck for a while, the last couple of years, talking about how Puff owes him money, owes him publishing, and all of these different things for the songs that he wrote after Biggie died. A lot of times Puff likes to take the high road. He won't address or acknowledge anything, like nobody ever said anything. The only person that's really got a reaction out of Diddy was Mase, you know what I mean? And he always basically tells him he's able to like come to the office, talk to him, work out whatever they want. He always got love for him. Just earlier this year, Diddy went live with his mom on Instagram and was saying that we still got love for Mase. It seemed like Diddy's mom really wasn't jacking that information, but you know what I mean? Diddy was still very adamant about the fact that he still had love for him. I want to go ahead and play this clip of Diddy at the Breakfast Club saying everything that the people have wanted to hear him say for a very long time. Now the question is,
you get paid in 24 hours.
Right, so in this clip, he vehemently denies ever taking anything from an artist. He says, I only opened up the platform and opened up doors for y'all to walk through. Y'all only made more money with me than you ever did before I met you. And if the rumors are really true, then I'm guessing they made more money with him than they ever did afterwards too. This is a different narrative than what everybody talks about. This is why I stay quiet sometimes and don't talk when people start getting a little ahead of themselves and start talking about the music business. Everybody has their own side of the story. Sometimes you just gotta let time play out and let things work themselves out accordingly, because when you start speculating on what the last person said or what this person said or what this person said, you don't always know all the facts. And for somebody like Diddy, who's a businessman first, I would think he would have his ducks in a row to where if ever he was called into question, he could provide receipts to say, hey, this is what happened here, this is what happened here, let's go to this clause right here, right here. Now, I do believe he's a paperwork gangster, and I do believe that there is some money that's tied up in these artists' careers that was not necessarily dispersed out to the artists, but there's also probably a justifiable reason within the contract as to why that money was not dispersed, right? So let's get into the quotes. He says he never stole anything from any artist. People have this thing called the tap out button. What is the tap out button? A lot of people in life got the tap out button. A lot of y'all been tapping out recently just to get on OnlyFans, but we're gonna keep it moving. When you get to a certain point and the money is running low, you gotta run this hustle and try to find somebody to blame. I have all my receipts. We are going to do a special, a retrospective with all the artists, and we're gonna get this narrative clear. So he's saying he's gonna do an after school special, a TV show, and he's gonna invite any and everybody that has an issue with him to come address these problems. And he wants them to bring their receipts, and he can bring his, and we can just see it play out live on television. Very interesting. I hope this comes out sometime in the very near future. Addressing Mase directly, he says that he does not owe him anything. He says, I only did one album with this guy. How much money am I supposed to owe him? He turned around and became a fake pastor, conned the people, and he got the nerve to try to speak on the God. Sheesh. He goes on to say he's not trying to go back and forth with Mase or anybody. He said he still got love for him, but he's just clearing his name. He said he's back outside. Then, when Charlemagne presses forward to say, well, why is this narrative out there? What does an artist like Mase owe you for the money you invested into him? He said, hey, Mase owes me $3 million and I got the receipts. I gave him money to perform a second album. That second album was never delivered. And we all know Mase, after the first album came out, he had his success. He did a compilation project. Then he dipped out. Did it live on 106 in Park, if I'm not mistaken. He said, I'm gone. And he was definitely gone. You know what I mean? Moved to Atlanta, my city, started a church, you know what I'm saying? And a couple years later, maybe about 4 years later, he came back with the Welcome Back project. Diddy was not affiliated with that project. He also tried to sign with G Unit maybe like a year and a half, 2 years later. Diddy vetoed that project, said, hey, y'all can't have this dude. He already got one album out without me. Y'all gonna have to pay off his debt if you want to move forward with this guy. 50 Cent backed out of the deal, said, I'm not paying that $3 million. Y'all gonna have to work that amongst yourselves. I see y'all on the flip side. And ever since, Mase has been dropping little diss tracks. He's come out every now and then. Of course, we do know that he did give the platform to Fivio Foreign to become the artist that he is today. Him and Fivio Foreign have some disputes about the money situation as well. A lot of people are speculating that Mase must have learned all of his business tactics from the way it didn't go right with Diddy in the past. So it's a lot to unpack between these two guys. Now, there's still other artists under the Bad Boy umbrella that have gone off and we don't know where they're at that will have to attest to these stories. Now, Loon has come out and said Diddy don't owe him no money. He was never actually signed to Bad Boy as an artist. He did a deal with the company that owned Bad Boy, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? And he just basically partnered up with Diddy to do I Need a Girl and all of that stuff, had Diddy appear on records, but he wasn't actually an official Bad Boy artist, which was very smart business-wise on his end because he was able to get out of the game and do whatever he needed or wanted to do without being tied contractually long-term. However, we don't know if that story is the same for G-Dep. Mark Curry is another artist that was signed to Bad Boy who's made books and done interviews and things of that nature to say how Diddy is actually the devil. Shine went through his issues with Puff. We all know that. It was very well documented. They have in recent years become tight again, or at least amicable to work together in passing. Faith Evans went on to become a gospel artist shortly after things didn't go right between her and Diddy. She came back to doing R&B shortly thereafter, but I do think that gospel situation, that gospel play was a way to get out of the contract. Very smart move on Faith's part. 112 hasn't been seen anywhere in recent years. I would really like to see what the hell going on with them brothers. Danny D. Kane has not been seen. Of course, he did go on to work with Don Richard on the Dirty Money project. After that, it still seems a little bit distant. So there's still some untold stories that need to be addressed. I'm actually going to be looking forward to this special that he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Where everything can get addressed, because I think the fans really want to know. I mean, common folk, grandmothers, fathers, mothers, babies, everybody in between kind of has this idea that Diddy is dirty. Now, that doesn't stop people from doing business with him, especially in the case of Revolt. But I do think it does come with a bit of apprehension as long as you're in a comfortable distance from Diddy. When you get up front, when you get up close and personal with him, I think he's a very charming person. You know what I mean? He's a billionaire. He's got a very great business sense. So I do think it can be intimidating to tell somebody like that no when your career and your life is on the line and you like, shoot, do I go back to where I came from, or do I try to bust this move with this billionaire and see what it could entail and what it could bring me? And that's where a lot of people go wrong. That's where a lot of artists go wrong, period, as it pertains to the music business, because you are faced with that same exact decision. Everybody's not guaranteed to get confronted by somebody like Diddy. You might get confronted by Jimmy Iovine. You might get confronted by Kevin Liles, Lear Cohen, you know what I mean? Or some of these other people that are very reputable in the industry, but maybe you didn't hear their name in your neighborhood like that. So you like, oh man, they might got my best interests at heart because I ain't never really heard the stories. But that's because you're not in the circles to be privy to what they did to other artists in the past either. At any rate, who do you think is right in this situation? Do you believe Mase still, or do you believe Diddy? I don't know who's right. I just ask the questions. I give y'all some food for thought to think about, and I go from there, man. But I can't speak definitively to anything on here, man. This is all just a learning experience, something that y'all should be aware of for all of you upcoming artists, songwriters, producers, etc. Inform yourself. Information is the greatest weapon when it comes to the music business. The less information that you have, the weaker your weapon is going to be. You feel me? That's the simplest way I could put it. Now, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure that y'all like and share this video and hit that subscribe button so you get all notifications in the future. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. J Nolan signing out. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.